Hey everybody, welcome to Average Guy Opinions. I'm your average guy, John Corelli. It is nearly springtime in Colorado, so I'm outside doing my video. Haven't done one in a while. Had the goal of maybe trying to catch up and get 365 done by the end of this year, but we'll just see how it goes. I I don't know. I think I mentioned in one of my last videos I did like a month ago or so, that I this is a this is a muscle that you build, being able to just do 10 minutes of talking about a subject. I think, and I got pretty good at it after a while. I could kind of BS my way through stuff if I had to, or at least pick facts out of my brain quickly. And your brain's not technically a muscle, but it is a type of of organ that you need to do repetitive things, or it forgets how to do them. So here we are. What I want to talk about. First of all, I wanted to talk about this. Kind of remind me of it. This is says choose inclusion. We all wore these shirts today at work, and I thought it was kind of funny that we're actually doing a thing that you all have to do the same thing to be included. To me, inclusion is like, oh, are you a different guy wearing a different thing? Well, come in and be a part of our group. No, you don't have to wear the same shirt. Kind of reminded me of a Seinfeld where Kramer is doing the AIDS walk back in the 90s. And and they all get pissed off. All these gay people come up to him, and gay and not gay people, all these activists that were walking in the gay pride. It was before it was called even gay pride, I think. It was just, no, it was AIDS. It was not specifically gay, but even the statistics say most people that get AIDS are gay. That's the way it worked out, which why there were conspiracy theories that may or may not be true. But anyway, so they go up to Kramer and go, "Why are you not wearing the pink ribbon? You should be wearing the ribbon." And he's like, "I don't want to wear the ribbon. I'm here walking. I'm doing what I'm doing." And they're like, "No, you need to wear the ribbon." They kick the shit out of him for not wearing the ribbon. He comes back to Seinfeld's place. He's all beat up. He's like, "What happened? I didn't wear the ribbon, Jerry." And so I thought about that because it's like, even when we all took our pictures with this, we had the kids from our department, the special needs kids were in on the picture, and all these teachers saying, "Take your jacket off. They got to see the shirt." Who cares? it's, it's all, this is where I get cynical and just think everything is window dressing. We're just showing that we care about something instead of actually caring about it or doing anything about it. It's like, instead of just all us wearing our shirts and taking pictures, why don't we actually go out to some of the kids that maybe feel or are disenfranchised from this school? Maybe go out and visit the stoners or the gangbangers and just go, "Hey, we want to make you part of this family. Nobody's perfect. You guys got issues, but we got issues too. And let's make this a true school/family if that's what we want to do." Wearing a t-shirt, everyone wearing the same shirt, and frankly looking like a bunch of liberal Nazis doesn't do anything. But I didn't really come here to talk about that. So I took up a third of my video talking about that. What I did want to talk about was 2 nights ago on Monday night. This is Wednesday, March 2nd. So on the last day of February, to celebrate Black History Month, not really, but we played Smoky Hill. And I think in one of my videos I did mention Smoky Hill, and they were our only loss of the season. We went there and we played, and we lost by 3 points. Kids played great, but this is a team. Now, just to remind you, I coach unified basketball. I help coach. I'm one of the assistant coaches. There's Michaela, who's the head coach, and then myself and Andre are the assistant coaches. I love it. I love doing it. I hope I can do it for a while, and hopefully at least next year do it when Logan's at Overland for his senior year. But so we lost the game back in January to those guys, and we really wanted to win this game, not only to kind of avenge the loss, but also to be tied with them as far as their record. Actually, we technically have a better record because a lot of teams won't play this team, and I'll explain why in the next few minutes. But we wanted to at least have them have one loss, just like we had one loss, and we did. We ended up winning by 6 points. It was a very tight game. It was hotly contested, and it was just as physical as the first game. And that brings me to talking about unified sports and what they're supposed to be about, really. I mean, that's talk about inclusion. That's what, and you have some really, really amazing players on each team. Smoky Hill has some really good ones, and so does Overland. And I was talking to the coach before, because I've tried to reach out an olive branch to these guys, and I try to be a pro. I mean, Michaela is great, but she also I think gets a little too emotionally involved, and Overland has a winning tradition, so I think she's under some pressure to win all the games, and that's kind of what's expected. And I think she looks the other way when Overland does things that might not be in the unified spirit, but Smoky Hill does the same things, and then we get on them. It's like, but Smoky Hill does do some things that we don't. They're helpers, you know. So when you play unified basketball, usually you have three kids with disabilities, and then two helpers, two typical kids that help out. And so our helpers are all athletes, and most of their Smoky Hills are too. But the helpers are only supposed to be there to rebound, at least to my knowledge, and maybe and then pass it to the kids. They don't get to score, and they pass to kids who try to score, and that's usually it. But Smoky Hill, their helpers are playing defense against disabled kids, and so we started doing it. And our mantra was, we're going to do what they do. Okay. And so we started doing what they did. And I mean, we had some hard fouls in that game. One kid really almost took our best player out. Luckily, he's an amazing athlete and avoided a horrible fall. But it was one of those ones where he's going to lay up the ball, and this kid, I mean, it was like a cross check in hockey, just two hands in the back, boom, as hard as he could. And frankly, if that were in the NBA, it'd be at least a flagrant foul, if not maybe kicked out of the game. And all he did was the ref just went up and said, "Hey, you got to cut it out." And he said, "I didn't fucking do anything." And this is what the problem too is. Their helper should jump in and go, "No, you fouled him hard." Helper's like, "You didn't foul him." Like, you're 5 feet away from it, buddy. Stop it. It was an extremely hard foul and a dangerous play. But so we started playing the way they played, and we won the game. And we also played a little cheap at the end. Here's what we call the secret weapon, and a lot of teams do this. You want some easy points? You put your kid with the wheelchair in. Nobody's going to block that kid or take the ball away from that kid. And they have what's called an adaptive hoop. It's about 4 feet high, and she boop. And our wheelchair girl, who I love, and I knew her back at Eastridge, so it's great to get to know her again and see her blossoming into this fine young woman. Annie is her name, and she scored 18 points for us out of our 52. We used her a lot, and we used her at the end of the game, and it was funny because we kind of didn't really break open the game, but the last 2 minutes of the game we dominated and ended up winning by 6 points, won 52-46, and they were up by I want to say they were up by 7 points at halftime. So we had a 13-point swing in the second half. Really impressed with our kids and how hard they played. But our helpers were playing defense, as they usually don't. They're like, fine, if Smoky Hill's going to do it, we're going to do it. So we did it. And then we just, at the last out of the last 5 possessions of the game, I think 2 or 3 of them we gave to Annie, and you could see their kids just knew they couldn't take the ball away. There's no way they were going to do that, but they wanted to, and they were so frustrated. It was their first loss of the season. They had to wait all the way till the end of the year to have the first loss of the season, kind of like Tom Brady in 2007, where they almost went 19-0, but the Giants beat them in the last seconds of the Super Bowl. It had to feel kind of the same, and on some level. But yeah, I really felt good about the victory. I felt good about the toughness our kids showed, the resilience in being down, and just kept coming back and coming until they won the game. I'm proud of our helpers, and we're going to lose a lot of seniors, and that's something I was talking to their coach about before the game. They're going to lose a lot of seniors, we're going to lose a lot of seniors, and it almost feels like it's got to be hard to be a college coach or even a high school coach, because you lose a good crop of players, you got to try to replace them with freshmen, or hope maybe somebody transfers or a new kid comes in your school that's amazing. One of our kids was that, or is that, I say was because he's going to graduate in a few months, but his name's Mikkel. He came into our school from Texas last year. He's 6'6", and he can play. It's like, so it's amazing having this special needs kid that can play, and he's been a great help to our team, and we wouldn't have lost only one game without him, I guarantee that. We also have a couple other great players that are amazing. My man Elijah, whose he's from Ghana, his parents are from Ghana, and did it around the back, around the back for a layup in traffic with like 2 guys on him. It was amazing. I mean, honestly, it could be on Sports Center. It was that good. Last thing I'm going to say, and this is the disappointing part. So after the game, you shake hands. About 5 out of their 15 to 18 kids didn't shake hands, just refused, which is really terrible. Not terrible, but it's weak. Our kids showed way more class. And then I shake hands with the coach, who I thought we were on pretty good terms with, because we had a nice discussion before the game. And I go, good game, coach, appreciate you. He goes, whatever. Like, I know our kids are in high school, but we're not. So, Smoky Hill coach Kelton, I'm not going to say your last name, but up your game, okay? Because you're better than that, and especially when you say on Twitter how classily and with dignity and pride that you lost that game. Not when you do that as the coach. There was nothing dignified about that. It was kind of pathetic. Anyway, so there's my return into the foray of Average Guy Opinions. I hope you guys liked it, Mom, especially you, because you're my number one fan, and I'll try to bring you some more, probably a couple right now. Got some more things to talk about. So thanks, you guys, and talk to you next time. Bye.